I'm going to be giving my calf some medications, and I'll take you guys with me for that. So he's right up in here. We have 13 milliliters of Corid, and then, hold on, let me walk up this hill. And then 5 eardrops of Modicol. So here we go. So I'm gonna do this off camera, but I'm gonna go in there and give him the Corid in the syringe, oral injection, just pop it in his mouth, and then I'll feed him the bottle, and while he's taking the bottle, I'll put the Modicol in his ears. So here he is taking his bottle. He got his oral medicine. Good boy. And this is the ear that the eardrops are gonna go in, so I'm about to go do that now. So he's gonna need grain because he finishes, so I'm gonna, once he's done with this bottle, I'm gonna run out, grab him grain, try to run it back in. He does try to escape when he's done with his bottle. So he's just about there. I keep his head up. Once I start hearing air, I pull it, and then he'll get some grain over in his buckets. So now I was just trying to give him grain. He's getting OptiCalf. It's like a texturized grain. It just looks like this. It's really nice grain, actually. It's really good for them. So this is specifically for calves, and he's been eating grain actually pretty good, which is making me like really happy. So I give him about half a scoop in his bucket, and his bucket's over there, so I'm gonna have to go in there and put it in the bucket. So the really cool thing about what I have in this pen now that I didn't have when I had Squeak is that if you look, my buckets are actually hanging on this type of holder. My boyfriend actually made that for me so I can hang his buckets up. And there's one in the middle with an eye hook on it. If you see some darker hay laying around, my boyfriend brought some of his hay over. And this is like really, really, really good for the cows. Like they need like a softer hay, the calves at least. So he has some nice soft hay. He kind of spread it throughout the thing, Nugget did. He kind of like carried it around everywhere. So, but he does have it in the corner there. He has fresh straw in there. I clean it out almost every day just to make sure it's nice and fresh. And we have a bale over here, and then I have a bale of straw over there. And then my boyfriend also ran an extension cord around, and I have a light now. So now this is what it looks like now, but when you hit the light, you can't really see that well anymore. But the light like really brightens it, so I can see him when I do his night feeding, which is like amazing. So I just make sure I shut it off before I leave, and I grab his bottle, and I bring his medications with me, and I leave this open because the sun hits in here very nice when look at him looking. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. The sun hits in here pretty nice during the day. So all I do is I just leave this open, go inside, I'll wash all these out, and then I'm gonna come back in like probably about an hour or two, and he'll get another bottle. So because of his size, and he's only 3 weeks old, and he's a giant calf, he is huge. I give him 3 bottles a day. So normally the average is 2, but even the vet said since he is a big calf, he can get more than the average calf does. So just because we're having a few problems with him, plus he's so big and all this stuff, I give him 3 bottles a day. So he gets 1 in the morning. When I'm in school, I make the bottle and everything, and my dad gives it to him in the morning. On the weekends, I'll do that. In the afternoon, right when I get home from school, he gets his medication in a bottle. And then at night, he'll get just a bottle, and I'll go in there and put more straw down and give him a little flake of hay and probably another scoop of grain if he ate it. So now we're going to rinse all this stuff out. So now we're going to clean everything off. So this is what I do for my syringe and my bottle. Turn it on all the way, hot water. Like this. Hi, Mom. I take it apart and I rinse the top. Just like that. In the hot water. It is pretty hot, so like it can burn your hands a little, but it needs to be sterilized. So I fill it up with water, the hot water, and then I just squirt it out. Probably about 2 times, maybe 3, depending on how dirty it is. Some days he makes it really disgusting. Then I just clean the outside where his mouth was. Put another thing of water through it and let it kind of fill out. And there you go. And then I just kind of leave it like that for a second and put it facing up. Next, his bottle's like pretty slimy and gross. So I start with washing off like the nipple part of the bottle here. It sometimes gets stuck. And then I fill that with water. And while that's going, I'll just kind of in and out through there. Sometimes milk replacer can get like in this little hole here, so I do disattach both pieces, and then I push the nipple and just kind of let the hot water bleed through it. So that way I know it's getting clean. Now here, I swirl it around, and there is, unfortunately, a chunky chunk of milk plate replacer in there. Then I'll go halfway, like less than halfway, just like the bottom, and I'll swish it. And until the water runs clear, I just keep doing this. I'm like, there's a lot of things normally, that like, I'm a kid, I, would skate by on, like not doing certain things or doing certain things. But with bottles and stuff especially, like I can't stress enough cleaning them, because bacteria does grow, and it is yes, it's a milk replacer, but it is a milk, so it can get spoiled to an extent, and bacteria grows in things like milk and stuff when it's just sitting or whatever. So I always make sure I clean these really, really well, because you don't want to have bacteria and gross mold spores or whatever can grow in there, can start growing in the bottle. So you wouldn't want that.
You letting him out in the other cat?
Yep. I'm gonna let my dog out in a second. And then what I do, I just take it like this, put it back together, and flip it like that. So I know it's clean, it's ready for the next bottle, put it up on my counter. With this, same thing, pull it out, and then I just kind of rinse off the inside. Perfect. Just like that. It was kind of already dry from sitting there, but it's done now. And now I'm going to put everything away. I'll show you how I do that now. Okay, so now that I clean the syringe, I'll show you what I do with the rest of everything. So, pull the bag out of here. This is the bag that I keep my current medications that I'm currently using in. Okay. So, what I do is I have wipes here. They're like older makeup wipes, but this is for his ear. This is what I use for his ear. I wipe it off. Make sure it's clean. My dad's going to be walking in, so I have a feeling it won't be quiet in a second. But we have this here. And I just clean it. Boop. Done. And then my syringe goes back in here all the time. And then this cap, once you break it, you can't close it, but I always just put it on top there. And what I do, open the bag up. I put this medication in here. Put this in here. And this in here. So this is what it looks like. So now that that's all in the bag, this is what I put the medicine in to be able to rinse it out. I take my wipe it all around in there, get it nice and clean. Perfect. And then I just pop everything right back where it was. I always make sure I clean off my syringes and everything though, because that's going to be like the main thing that you want to keep clean. It's going to be the one thing you want clean, because that's supposed to be helping them, and you don't want gross stuff growing in the syringes. So I put it here, it sits by my stairs, and that's where it's staying. So this is my outro to this video. It's like 5 million days later, but that's fine. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching if you watched it, and you can go onto my channel and check out my other videos of Nugget and my other cows. Goodbye, Bella's Farm Life signing off.